Hello and welcome to this week's live stream for Templo Fitness's Modern Warrior Challenge. This is week 2, and we'll do something similar as we did last week. We're going to do 10 minutes of meditation together, and then we'll probably do I'll do a little intro, and then a little bit at the end. Someone had mentioned maybe ways that you could take this meditation and sort of expand and kind of play around with it for this week. A reminder that stretching and silence or meditation is 10 minutes, is a 10-minute component for the Modern Warrior Challenge. So what we'll look at today is we did a bit with sort of a body awareness practice last time. And what we'll do this time is I'll offer sort of, if you want to be with the breath, that's totally cool. But the main thing is for trying to bring awareness to the body as it is at in the present moment. And we can think about that as a sort of the ability for us to take our attention and direct it at the sensations of the body and then move and sweep that attention through the body. So I'm not doing the physical component of the Modern Warrior. I can tell from not only seeing the components on the physical side and then also some of the posts that this is definitely an intense and soreness generating activity. So we may be able to use the soreness to our advantage, and that's definitely a stimulus for us to be able to focus on. And we can kind of see, where does the soreness begin, the boundaries of it. That's one angle. But this practice, it's referred to as a body scan, and we're going to be sweeping, say, from the top of the head all the way to the bottom of the feet, or as far as we get, depending on the pace that we choose in the 10 minutes we have. So the big deal about this is being able to get very clear about what is happening in the body. So being able to take our attention and direct it to what's going on in the body is a huge component of developing skills around mindfulness. So that's where we're headed. And again, my name is Andy. I'm a certified mindfulness meditation coach in the Unified Mindfulness System. I live here in Tucson. All right. So I have 10 minutes on the clock. Let's begin. Just like last week, you could be sitting. You could be sitting in a chair. You could be sitting on the floor, cross-legged. You could be lying down, or you could be standing. All valid ways of approaching this practice. And then to begin, we'll bring in just a component of settling. So we can do that through doing deliberate breaths, breathing in through the nose, and then out through the nose. Why are we breathing out through the nose? We're trying to slow and extend that exhale. So breathing in, and then releasing slowly. Just like the Beastie Boys, we can breathe slow, and that allows us to breathe low into the belly, and then extending or accentuating that exhale clues the body into a situation that we can do a little bit of rest and relaxation. And metaphorically speaking, we can say that the body has, or the awareness that we have available to us can be done in two forms. One is sort of spotlight of attention, and the other is this like sort of wide panoramic lantern awareness. We played a little bit around with that last time. For this exercise, we're going to use the spotlight of attention, and we're going to move that spotlight through the body. So we'll start with top of the skull, top of the head. And then slowly bringing the attention down. You can choose to sort of go down both sides, both of the sides to the ears, or down the front of the face. Bringing your attention down to your jaw. Again, slowly sweeping your attention down from the jaw, maybe to the sides of the neck. This may be our first place of true soreness. Moving the attention to the front of the neck. And then before we leave the neck, swinging our attention to the back of the neck. And seeing if we can bring our awareness again in this sweeping motion so that we have our attention in our shoulders. And in a body scan, we can see about being very still. This can be very helpful to be still. We may also notice as we begin that our shoulders have already kind of begun to creep up on us, or in the process of creeping up. So just letting those shoulders drop if they are. Moving our attention to the back, maybe to the top of the lats. Or are those the traps? I never remember. The top of our back. Bringing our attention down alongside muscles along the spine. We're allowing that spotlight of attention to kind of that are around the muscles along each side of the spine. And then as we reach the waist, just bringing the attention back up the back, over the shoulders, and then now down the front of the torso, moving slowly down the chest, the upper abs, and seeing if we can bring our attention to the right side of the body, swinging over from the abs. Moving up along the ribs, bringing our attention up the ribs into the right shoulder. And down the right arm to the triceps, to the front of the arm and the biceps, to the forearm, down the right arm and to the right hand. And if you can have if your hands are clasped at all, or I tend to sit with my hands sort of cupped in my lap, just extending on from the right hand over to the left hand. Bringing the attention up the left arm to the forearm. To the bicep. Around the left bicep to the tricep. And over to the left delt. And we've completed the full torso. Swinging our attention back to the spine. Bringing our attention down the center point of the spine. Down to the waist. Down to the pelvis. Now, if you're sitting, you may feel sensations of basically, I think they're called the sits bones, where your body makes contact with the chair. If you're lying down, of course, your back is probably in direct contact with the floor. So seeing if you can sweep your attention together down the glutes to the hamstrings, to the back of the knee, down the calves together. Maybe dwelling here for a moment. Calves are probably pretty sore. Again, simultaneously seeing if we can bring our attention to both Achilles. Down to the heel. Along the bottom of the foot. Then around to the top of the foot. Up the leg, both legs along the shins. Up to your knees. Hopefully your knees are hanging in there well. And then to the quads. And if you want, back up the front of the body. Finishing at the crown of the head. All right, that's our 10 minutes. So again, we're moving our attention. I'll ring the bell to end our time together. Body scan meditations are very popular for sort of the Buddhist practices in Southeast Asia. So in Thailand and Myanmar, they're a core part of the practices there. But the notion here is that we begin to get clarity around the senses of what's going on in the body. So if you want to play around with, if there are any areas that you don't feel like you have as much sensing into, so maybe the soreness of the shoulders or the soreness of the back are sort of overpowering some of the other sensations, that might be one possibility. Or the other might be that, you just don't feel something in a particular area. So one way of bringing more clarity to what's going on in the body is to use warm showers and to feel where the water is hitting and coordinating that with bringing your attention to that area. If you're sore, that warm water may also be loosening the muscles around that. And so you can begin to start to feel maybe around the contraction and tension versus the relaxing in that area. So there's a little bit of a bonus in that. And then body awareness also makes it a lot easier for you to be able to move your body through space for exercises and things like that. So that's body scan, a trait or a trick that the warrior, theme for week 2, definitely is going to want to have: body awareness. Thanks for spending 15 minutes with me. Good luck this week. We'll see you next week.